Twitch, Joy Moss, Bad Boy Gaming, and it's time for Avatar. No, not the movie Avatar. It's time for Avatar State. Magic is entering into it. Let's dive right in. Let's just get into it. Gotta pause it up. It goes quick. Aang's Iceberg, 3-drop. Flash, when this enchantment enters, exile up to one other target non-land permanent until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Waterbend for 3. This waterbend stuff's pretty nuts. Wait till you see some of the cards I show you guys. For 3, sacrifice this enchantment. If you do, scry 2. So while paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help each one pay for 1. Fair enough.
Iceberg. It's your choice to follow Aang's journey.
Aang's Journey. Little common, kicker for 2 colorless. Search your library for a basic land card. If the spell was kicked, instead search your library for a basic land card and a shrine card. Shrines are about to get a boost. Stock up on shrine cards right now. It's going down. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. That is a nice tutor for shrines. Get ready for... I knew I should have bought a bunch of those stupid uncommon shrines. They're all about to like double in price over the next month. Watch. Bet me. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Avatar Aang. What are you about, man? Flying, firebending 2. He's a 4-drop. Red, green, white, blue. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend. What about heartbend? There's no heartbend in Avatar? I forgot. That's right. Draw a card. Then if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang. I don't want to know what you do.
Aang, as he transforms into Aang.
Aang, Master of Elements. Flying spells you cast cost 5. Okay, less to cast. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent and steals their babies. 6/6. That's a lot of stuff Aang does. Baby thief. You haven't seen the most powerful yet. That's pretty bonkers. Let's keep the ball rolling. I got to hear your thoughts on the set.
Master of the Elements.
I got to
get a glimpse of Aang's full potential with show creator Brian Konietzko's raised.
That's going to be expensive.
Foil Avatar Aang card. But while Aang's bending skills.
It's like the Galaxy foil, you know? Kind of like just more galaxied.
Are great. You'll need the whole gang to save the...
This is Katara, Water Tribe's Hope, Fire Lord Zuko, Toph the First Metalbender, and Sokka Bold Boomeranger. Let's check out the first one, Katara. Katara, what are you about? Vigilance. When Katara enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, Waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. X can't be 0. Activate only during your turn. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and your creature to help. Each one pays for 1 colorless. Fire Lord Zuko. So here's where you get the firebending, which can get insane. Firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. Whenever this creature attacks, add X red mana. This mana lasts until end of combat. Pump it up. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Today the war's finally over. That's 2/4. Okay. Man, that firebending stuff's pretty bonkers. There's a card coming up, but guys, you gotta check it out. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. They don't gain the ability to tap for mana. What? Okay. Non-artifact tokens you control are lands in addition to the other types. Okay. I mean, there's use in that, you know. If you want a bunch of lands, this thing will ramp up your land count really quick. But you can't tap them for mana. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Target land you control becomes 0/0 creature with haste. Is it a plant? It better not be a plant. Is it a plant? Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. What kind of creature? It doesn't even specify what kind of creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return to the battlefield. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. It doesn't say what kind of... That's still a land. So it says, oh, I guess its creature type is land? I mean, right? Target land you control. Its creature type is forest? Someone explain that. I don't know what's going on there. I'm confused. There's Saga, Bold Boomeranger, Deuce Drop. When Saga enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson spell. Lessons are back. Put a +1/+1 counter on Saga. I'm just a guy with the boomerang. Okay, I dig it. Little confusion with what kind of creature it is. I guess it takes on the land? Someone help out.
World. And
here's Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. I'm sorry I'm pausing it. If you want to see the full video, you can go over to the Magic the Gathering's channel, but this is like a quick, I'm pausing it up and breaking it down for you guys a little bit. 5-dropper, Vigilance. When Katara enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Waterbend X, creatures you control have base power and toughness, XX until end of turn. X can't be 0 activated only during your turn. 3/3. And then there's Firelord Zuko and the Full Art Gloriness. That's pretty cool.
Team Avatar isn't complete without Appa, Steadfast.
Here we go. Appa, Steadfast Guardian. 4-drop, legendary creature, Bison ally. Flash and flying. When Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. Exile them while each one is exiled. Its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Cheating cards into play is never fun. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, unless you're the one doing it. Okay, so that could be a little silly. Not the most impressive, but pretty cool. Momo, flying, the first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less to cast. Whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That's kind of fun. Non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast. Okay. So you're going to want to put him in a deck that doesn't have flyers. No, flyers for sure.
Guardian and
really
Momo.
quick, pat yourselves on the back if you play Magic the Gathering, because this is the most complex game that exists. There's almost like an infinite amount of possibilities in any one game. It's very diverse. It's colorful, it's bright, it's fun, it's magical. It's a great way to get people together, and it's a great way to stay in shape. Let's keep the ball rolling. Seriously, pat yourself on the back if you play, because that means you're not stupid. How am I playing? I don't know.
Friendly Flyer.
Let's keep it going.
Befriend them and other hybrid
All right, so there's some of the alternate art variants. Pretty cool.
creatures along the way.
Things are about to get silly.
Find iconic Avatar scenes.
Okay. Counter target spell. Iconic Avatar scene. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. You thought blue was scary with 2 untapped lands. Where do you see him with 5? Okay, crikey.
In the set, like Sokka's haiku. Pivotal moments define you.
Fated firepower. This is bonkers, man. Now, if you tell me power creep isn't a thing, you're delusional, okay? And you haven't been in the game long enough. Basically, in my opinion, power creep started after Saga Block, because that was way too strong, right? So Wizards is like, you guys made this stuff a bit too strong, we got to make everything suck. You're all getting fired. So the next block basically did that. It sucked. It was not impressive, not very good. A handful of cards that were good, but usually a bunch of penalties on the spells. If you cast this, minus 4 of your children, kind of stuff. It was a rough time. But since then, that's when the power creep began, in my opinion. There has to be a power creep. Cards have to continuously get stronger over time. Otherwise, Magic's not going to sell boxes. That's how it works, okay? This enchantment enters. It has flash, by the way. This enchantment enters with X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, or a permanent an opponent controls deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. Imagine having this out and then, you know, a couple of those cards that triple the damage and then 2 cards that double the damage. You have like 3 of these suckers out, man. Do the math on that. We'll see you later, alligator. Crazy.
Faded Firepower asks who you are. And Redirect Lightning asks what kind of bender you want to be.
Redirect Lightning has an additional cost to cast a spell. Pay 5 life or pay 2 colorless. It is a 1 mana red card. Change the target or target spell or ability with a single target. This is an instant lesson, a lesson you shall remember. A waterbender lets their defense become their offense during their opponent's energy, turning their opponent's energy against them. I learned a way to do this with lightning. I wish I had the power to like shoot plasma out of my freaking hands. Like, I'm jelly. You know, this dude, like, Arrow, am I saying that right? Arrow? That would be, if you could have one superpower, like, what would it be? I always said when I was younger, like, that would be mine, you know? Just to, like, shoot, like, plasma out of my hands. Just because no one says that. Like, who says that? Yeah, I want to shoot plasma out of my hands. You know? That'd just be dope. Like lightning, you know? Right? It'd be sweet, you know? Who's going to mess with you? Nobody! All right, Redirect Lightning's a pretty cool card, gotta admit.
Collect Avatar the Last...
This thing is stupid. 6 drop. Destroy all creatures. Dang, all right, that's good right there on its own. 6 drops a little bit much to ask with Wrath of Gods and Damnation out there at 4, but destroy all creatures. Then second, choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then shuffle that player's library. So remove their combos. Remove their combo piece. Or remove their win con. So already by Saga 2, your opponent has scooped up his cards. However, exile this Saga, then return to the battlefield transformed under your control.
Airbender lore, including cards...
Lord Sozin, goodness gracious, menace, firebending 3. Whenever this creature attacks, add 3 red mana. This mana lasts until end of combat. Whenever Fire Lord Sozin, deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Seriously? What kind of busted shit is that? Like, oh, Emmy. This card is insanely... This may be the most powerful card, in my opinion, in the set so far that I've seen. If you could think of another one, please let me know. But this one seems pretty damn powerful. Got to hear your thoughts on these guys.
Like the Rise of Sozin, Fire Lord Sozin.
Cool.
Find your people.
Some peasants, nothing crazy here. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. There he is, the Avatar, I'm Coyote!
Become the Avatar.
Aang Airbender, Master Airbender. When Aang enters, airbend another target creature, exile it. While it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Busted! It's okay. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. So just bounce them or something, right? Without dying. Can you just exile them? So like things can be exiled. You can exile your stuff. Oh yeah, this is where the exile and then you bring it back comes into play. That was a thing they didn't really do much of. Was like once a card's in exile, it's like, you know, see you later. But like bringing cards back out of exile, where I think we're going to see a lot more of that, which is pretty damn cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each experience counter you have. 4/4. That can get silly sauced really quick.
Discover your destiny.
Katara, Waterbending Master. 2-drop in blue. That's a creature. You don't really see too many 2-drop creatures in blue that have been good. At least I can't think of any in recent memory, but let's take a look at this one. This is Katara, Waterbending Master. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. Whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have if you do discard a card. The strength of your heart makes you who you are. Was that Shakespeare? That was beautiful. Who said that? No one wants to take credit? I'll take credit. I wrote that on the card.
And don't forget to hit up your
Cabbage. Shout out to those who remember Cabbage. Cabbage. Here we go. Cabbage Merchant, 3-drop. Human Citizen. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create a food token. It's an artifact with Deuce. Sacrifice the token and gain 3 life. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice a food token. Oh. Tap 2 untapped foods. Whatever. That's poopy. Do you want to be sacking or do you want to sack your food? Tap 2 untapped foods you control. Add 1 mana of any color. My cabbages. That's a deuce. It's doing green stuff.
favorite local vendors.
I think that's about it. That's what the Jumpstart booster is going to look like.
See more of Magic the Gathering.
And there is all the sealed product packaging. Collector boosters starting at $750. I don't think so. No, that's too much. Who knows what the price will be? Let's just say $350 because Wizards is crazy anymore.
Avatar: The Last
that
Airbender.
about
Tuesday, October 28th on the debut stream.
That about wraps it up. What are your thoughts on Avatar: The Last Airbender? Gotta hear it, man. No, not the blue people. I know. Pretty legit. Popular anime. Let's hear it. Thanks for watching. I'm Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gaming. Superpower? What would yours be? Skadoosh.